Keeping venomous reptiles is an unforgiving hobby, requiring proper training and lots of experience. One simple mistake can be the difference between life and death. Remember, the most venomous snake in the world is the one that just bit you. There are no venomous snakes with training wheels. Just because you see Viperkeeper handle snakes a certain way does not mean you should try it too.
Well, what we're attempting to do is these baby Insularis have grown to the point and are feeding relatively well, so we're going to see if we can guess our best as far as sex goes. Also, I really sort of want to get the shedding out of there, and these are longer and faster snakes than they used to be. So what I usually like to do is not get them flying, but they do wrap their tail. And I will say for certain, without doing much of anything else, that I am correct. This is a male. So we don't have to really annoy it other than pulling the shedding out of there. Making note that number one shed, and then I will return it to its bin. And I sort of had a feel that this was a male just by its eating habits. It just, you're okay, dude. Now get your junk off my hook. By its eating habit, it just started eating frozen thawed pinks. So that led me to assume that it was male. This one I don't have any label on. Clean that water dish. Now I have the piece of plexiglass over the back side of the bin, so it has less space to go taking off. And again, we will try to look at this and not really disturb it and get it off and flying, but to me, that also looks like a male. Long, slender tail that doesn't really drop off after the anal scoot. So this leads me to believe that this is also probably a male. And also, I was always sort of under the impression that the whole brood was male heavy. Thanks for doing that, Lori. It's always good to have a good, competent assistant. Oh, come on. Behave yourself. No taking off and playing snake hockey. Come on. Come on. I know I haven't really bothered you guys in a long time, so I am going to tentatively put a label on the cage that it's a male, because these are at the point where I don't need 13 of them, and I will find homes for them, although I have several people who are already interested. So number 3, I also guesstimated that it was male by its feeding behavior. Hello, how are you? Huh? See this guy? Just don't come up my forceps. Yes, I would believe that I was correct once again, that this is a male. We should probably... This one's got some stuff. We'll just replace this one. So I will entertain the snake, and the people can get a nice look at them. These were born August 30th, 2020, and the first 2 or 3 months they were fed by cannula to get some size on them. Then I tried to get them started on pinks, and they mostly refused pinks, but would eat frozen thawed geckos, and the vast majority of them fed on geckos, well, till probably February, and now some of them have switched over to pink mice, all frozen thawed, and there's one holdout that's only eating geckos, so we're still continuing with the geckos. Now, let's put you back in here. No. That's right, keep your head back there. We'll add water later. So yes, I am correct that number 3 is male.
Okay.
There's a boatload of and this one is quite active. So I will give you this to pull the shedding off and make note. The snake has not decided to exit the cage yet, so I'll wait until that's ready, and you can sneak behind me as I entertain the little missile. Okay, you can stick that in there. Oh, and you are a little monster. Oh, snake hockey. Phone, please.
Yep.
Okay. Now, come on. Just gently. Put your tail in here before I have to squish it. Okay. So, you probably didn't see that, but what Lori and I have devised so we don't injure the animal, pinning it, with a hook or something on the hardwood floor is, you can injure the animal, and we have injured an animal. Number 5 has a permanent back injury, unfortunately. The snake is eating well, and the only thing is it can't evacuate its bowels, so once every couple of weeks, I sort of squeeze the poo out of it because it can't do it on its own. So the only other option is to put the animal down, but I really don't want to do that because it's feeding well. So we tried a gentler form of restraint, and that's by using the block of foam. Now, uncooperative snakes go in the plastic box, and we look from below and see what it is. And I would say that this is also a male, also by the fact that it is it just started to eat pinks, and probably after I just disturbed it like this, it will probably not want to eat again, but that's just the way things go. So
That's the one that just shed also, right?
yes, now beware, be ready with your phone because I'm going to pull the little guy out. Come on, behave yourself, you little toad. You drop, go in, there we go. Okay, so number 5, I believe, is female. So we're just going to skip over her because it really doesn't matter because she's staying with us because she's injured, and I am going to, Lori and I will be his or her permanent caretaker. I believe it to be a female.
Yep, whoa.
Snake hockey. You know, this is why you folks don't often see these guys. It's because they're
They're a flight risk.
oh, and a bite risk. Okay, I got it. Let me throw it in here. Any other room, there's clean, probably in the bin that I put on the in there. You might have to dig into it. Okay, so there are flight and bite risks. So oh my, we are foul. Oh, and this one's a female. Okay. So, this one's a girl, and it's really, it's easy to tell when you have two of them side by side, but this one has a shorter tail, and it, yeah, I'm going to call 6 a female. Again, this is just my best guess. There is a company where I can send their shedding out, and they will genetically test them for their sex.
That's pretty cool.
Well, yeah, the guy said that he would even do it for free for me, but I would give him some advertising, but. Yeah, they will take a shed and they will tell you what sex it is, which is pretty cool. They'll run its DNA. They'll look for whether it has 2 X chromosomes instead of an X and a Y, and of course, if you understand your basic genetics, regardless of what people think and say in the world, there really are genetically 2 sexes. You can pretend to be whatever you want to be. That's perfectly okay with me. However, scientifically, biologically speaking, you're either male or female. And certainly in the snake world here, we have males and females. I am absolutely certain that this one is female. Number 9 just ate this morning because I ran out of geckos. That's the only gecko eater, so we're not going to bother that snake. I presume that it's male. Number 10, has been eating super great. The only thing we're going to do is change its water dish, and I believe it to be female because of that behavior. You can usually tell males are very finicky snakes. And females start chowing down from the onset. Get another water dish ready. We'll just change this one out. We'll get number 9 later. And I hate I like to work with these animals as much as I can, but when you're a flight risk, you have to limit the amount of time that you work with the animal. So 10 I'm pretty certain is female. Number 11 I'm pretty certain is male by its behavior. Pull that off. Get the water dish out. Now we will get the snake. Or it will try to get me. Come on, behave yourself. Hook. Looks like that one's going to shed also. Come on. Come on.
Yeah, it's not having any of it.
Well, yeah. Again, I've used these forceps for a long time. We want to be as gentle as possible with the animal. Sometimes they make that very difficult.
Oh, yeah, it's not put on straight.
Oh, it's coming apart. All right, thank you for noticing. That's another good reason to have a good partner. Can we get another clean one? Oh, well,
Oh,
just
yeah.
drop it in there. Just
All right.
we'll take care of it. Well,
Okay, this is the last one right here.
okay. So
Bring some more in.
I'm going to attempt to identify. Oh, you had the poop in there, huh? Just to make it interesting. Now I get to look up and see that it's all yucky. And I would say it's probably a male. And it's all yucky. Yeah. We'll have to clean the container out before we put it back in the bin. But again, I think that's a male. Out of the 13, I will probably keep 2 males and 2 females. And people that are interested will just have to be happy with what I have available, because if I don't have a sex pair available, I had this feeling that I was going to be male heavy. I didn't determine this. The snake determined what the sexes were going to be. So again, I have to take whatever Mother Nature doles out here.
And that was 11 was the male.
Yes, number 11 is indeed a male. Now I have to do some maintenance on this container, so we're going to stop here for a moment. Okay, the clear container is all taken care of. Number 12, I am pretty certain, is female. We are going to change her water dish. Thank you. And I don't even think we're not going to even take her out. She's in the back. She looks like she's in shed. Well, I have her labeled as a male, number 12, but she eats like a female. There's a song sort of like that, right? I think it was Journey. You can see that she's dulled out, or he's dulled out in shed. There's a little bit of poop on the superstructure here that they call home. But I think from looking at the tail and the length of the tail and the size of her or it at this point, that I think it may be female. Look how that sort of drops off there.
Yeah, that's a shorter tail. All right, female.
You can see right here where it sort of drops off fairly rapidly. Do we have any of these left in there?
There's one left.
All right. We might have to pause and get them cleaned up, but let's just put that back in there. I have it labeled as a male. You know, that was my first presumption, but it has been a solid feeder from the get-go. So we will relabel it as female. So we've just performed a sex change here at the lair. Now if we can just coax her out of her old superstructure. These are getting a little big for their bins. I'm really cautious when I open them because the really good feeders are just in your face and would be on your fingers if you weren't really paying attention to things. I think 13 is probably also female. 13 shed, by the way. So let's see what, we don't play snake hockey, let's look what a beautiful newly shed one looks. And, ooh, I think you're a male. No, I take that back. I think you're a girl. And I don't have to, I didn't put a label on this one, but I believe it to be female now. You know, you have to wait till they get a little bit of age on them and size before you can tell, and then sometimes you can't even tell. You know, some people will like to probe them, some people like to try to pop the males and pop their henny penis out. You know, I don't want to injure the animals. That's my goal. I don't want them to injure me. So, you know, I wait until I can visually make my best determination of its sex. Yeah, while I'm talking, you can do that, and also the water dish can be swapped out. Yeah, so I wait until I can visually and then put its feeding habits together along with its tail morphology, and then I can decide what I really have. And I have a very difficult, I may need to euplex this beast. Come on, I know. Well, look, you force me. I need some plexiglass. There we go. And we always have plexiglass nearby. So, last but not least is number 14. Now, 13 we determined to be a female, so let me put a label on it. It had not been determined what its sex was, probably, and now I can say with not 100% certainty, but reasonable certainty that it's female. And you know, that's the best I can do. I see you're all poised, ready for something. Well, this is not what you're expecting, I think. Now, this one is the one that Lori found in the cage 3 months after the others were born. We didn't find it. It had hidden really well, and I think there was a video of me where I tore the entire cage apart. Lori, can you put that back in and change water dish? But I think this is a female by the size of the tail. Its feeding behavior is It will sometimes eat pink mice, frozen thawed. It will sometimes eat geckos. But, you know, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking it's a male. I don't think it's a female. And yes, that is my hand, and that is a very nice hot source, isn't it? Huh? So let's put you back. Come on. Come on, we played snake hockey enough today. We don't need to do it anymore.
Yep.
Well, you don't like to be squished. Snake hockey. All right. Got him. All right. So that's our fun and games today of sexing the insularis, so I can offer some of these to people I trust, and they can grow them up to be large adults like the others.
And we keep a very nice running list of everything regarding our babies, and we have Al has set up a nice Excel spreadsheet. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got all the feeding and shedding records and what it ate and when, and any other remarks that I might say, like it's a toad or something like that. So with that, we'll bring the video to the close and move on to our next venomous adventure here.